Welcome to the Goddess Show podcast, voices of visionary women, inspiring female leaders by interviewing amazing guests to encourage us all to rise up. Enjoy. Hello, and welcome to the Goddess Show podcast, voices of visionary women, inspiring female leaders. We want you all to rise up. And today we've got an amazing guest, and her name is Evonne Englezos.
Yep.
Oh, sorry about that stumble there, Evonne.
Okay.
Welcome to the show. I'm so happy to have you here.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Oh, fantastic.
I'm so happy to be here.
Yeah, and so I really want to tell you about Evonne for our listeners and viewers who don't know who she is, because what she does is actually really pretty amazing. Evonne Englezos is the founder of Golf and Talk and the creator of Corporate Golf Ready, a leadership and career development experience for women and the organisations invested in their advancement. A former New South Wales representative golfer, congratulations, with a career spanning business, leadership, and human behavior, Evonne helps women use golf strategically to build relationships with decision makers, expand their influence, and access opportunities beyond the boardroom. Her vision is to help more women progress into senior leadership and board positions through the power of women's golf. We're championing and celebrating their wins in business championing and celebrating their wins in business and on the fairway. What a wonderful, wonderful thing to do, Evonne. And I find that incredible merging those two together. Evonne and I actually talked about a really great topic of conversation, and I think you'll be really pleased with this one. And I'm going to start it off with our very first question, Evonne. What would you say are some of the biggest personal obstacles you've overcome on your way to doing what you do right now? And
Yeah. So I guess biggest life challenge has been back when I was 29. I, much to my own surprise, fell in love with a woman, and being of Greek background, that was a big no-no. And it was very much against family values. For
yeah,
me, I have a very open heart, and I just fell in love with the person. They're very person-centered, and it was difficult for my family to accept. And in an instant, my life changed. And what I'd say is, people have told me I'm very brave for having taken that step because they've seen how my life has been changed. But for me, it was like a non-negotiable. Like, it was that because earlier in my life, through my teens, I had struggled with suicidal ideation, mental health, because I'd had an eating disorder. It was a non-negotiable for me, in that I just went, well, this is where my heart is, and I'm not doing anything that has me compromise myself, because I know how dark the places my mind had already been. I'm like, I'm not doing that. So even if it's the people that I love and adore the most and they don't approve, I'm not doing it. I'm not compromising myself. So it was a really big lesson. And this is what I think it's really prepped me for dealing with other people's opinion and being able
yeah.
to step forward no matter what. Like, so that even when you know you might be disapproved of, cut off, like people just have opinions, talk behind your back, whatever it is, that it's like living your truth and pursuing your joy, whatever that is really important.
Wow, that's incredible, and actually brings a couple of things to mind. And one is how important it is to stress that is it really about gender, or is it about love? Because I think that it's all about love. Tell
Mm.
me if you agree, for our listeners and viewers.
Yeah, oh,
The other,
absolutely. I think for some people it's very clear. Like, and before meeting my now wife, like, I always dated men, and I don't think that's the key bit. I think it's when your heart connects with
it's where
someone
your
else's
heart
heart.
is. Absolutely. The other
Yeah,
thing I wanted to bring up is coming from a Greek background myself. Cultural conditioning can be quite intense, and I
yeah,
totally get it. I mean, I had an experience where my first love was actually, now Greeks will get this, Turkish.
Oh God.
So it was kind of like Romeo and
Okay.
Juliet, but we didn't die.
Yes.
In the meantime,
Yeah.
though, my whole family, extended, which is nothing like, we're talking about two different issues here, but in the same vein, there was a lot of talk and a lot of disapproval to the point where my own, bless her soul, grandmother cursed me. So,
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
so you get, and the thing is that I think what's important to stress for our listeners and viewers is that there will always be haters. There will always be someone who
Mm,
disapproves of what you're doing. And
yeah.
when we come down to our own hearts, our own purpose, our own passion, that we cannot fail. We can't
Mm,
fail. So
yeah.
thank you so much for sharing that. So next up, I would love to ask you, because I think it's so exciting, to tell us about your business and why golf is such a powerful but underused career development tool for women.
Well, I've come back to golf after like 20 years of not playing at all. And it's been amazing to me to see how many women are coming to the sport. Now, I'm excited about that, but I'm more excited about what it does for women's ability to be exposed to decision makers, to be front of mind when opportunities come if you put yourself out there. Now, it's so think of it Friday night drinks, people go out and socialize and do that. And it's like, well, finding another way to actually do this, you get 4 hours on a golf course, you are talking, you're having conversations that let you build trust very quickly. I've had conversations with people on a golf course that you would not have in a normal setting or on Zoom or anything. It's just, it absolutely defenses are down. And what happens is, the stats are now telling us that women who play golf are more likely to be, and I'll just share with you the one thing, in large companies, female golfers are 125% more likely to be on boards relative to their male golfers. And
Wow, isn't that interesting?
yeah, it's huge. So it's almost like having the edge, right? Because women have been told constantly, it's like lean in, be more confident, speak up. And it's like, yeah, I think we've done a lot of that. And I think this is where we have to find creative and different ways to try and make inroads on getting more women in visible, powerful positions. Because the more we have them in those influential positions, then we start to change dynamics. And I think it's going to be helpful for all of society. I really do.
That's fantastic, especially because when you think about it, when you go out to networking drinks, for instance, there's alcohol
Yeah.
involved and
Yeah.
a whole different dynamic. And the whole
Yeah.
purpose is networking so that people go with their own agendas. And what's said when it's influenced by alcohol is not really,
Yeah.
doesn't always transpire. Whereas when you
Cool.
look at a golf course, the decision makers go to the golf course. Okay.
Yeah.
So, and it's a physical exercise. So it
Yeah.
immediately takes you out of your brain chatter so that you're more authentic and you can
Yeah.
connect. As you say, I think it's brilliant. Absolutely
Yeah.
brilliant. So tell me, why do you think you're so passionate about this?
Yeah, I think as I've looked back on my own professional career, and when I was 27 and I was in a company, I was in a graduate program. So I'd done a degree, gone through the grad program, and I was starting to get frustrated that I was not being given opportunities in those positions that were more influential and a bit more senior. And I was being overlooked for them. And then I talked to my manager. I'm like, hey, I want the opportunities. And he was encouraging me to go and do like a TAFE course that he had done, which was fine, but I'd already had more qualifications than that. So I was like,
Yeah,
I've come in through the grad program for this trajectory fundamentally. And
yeah,
so what I didn't think of at the time was that manager and would go out Friday afternoons with other, and it just tended to be male, like other male employees of a
mm,
Friday afternoon play golf. And so anytime an opportunity came up, it was those golfing buddies that actually got thought of.
yeah,
And so it's a big thing for me to go, ladies, we don't need more qualifications, right? Because there's so many statistics saying women wait until they're fully qualified. They have every, dot point on the job description before they go for anything. And I'm like, you don't need to do that. We need to pick, because if I'm talking to that 27-year-old self, I'm saying pick up the golf clubs, don't go and study, because that's what I
Yeah,
did.
just do it like Nike.
And that is exactly why I started it, because I'm like, we want more women in those positions. We're starting to see the statistics that more women get the results by using golf because of the relationships it builds, not because of the golf,
Yes.
because of the relationships that it's building along the way.
And at
Yes,
the
I'm
end of
really
the
passionate
day,
about it.
that's so fantastic.
Mm,
I just had a thought that I'd like to add. At the end of the
mm.
day, people like to work with people they like,
Yeah,
don't they?
absolutely.
So
Yep.
you build those bonds, and it really works. I think it's awesome. So tell me, what have been your biggest challenges so far? Have you overcome them? And if so, how did you do it?
Yeah, I think my challenges have been a little bit more like in business. My challenges have also been the personal things that get in the way of
Oh yeah,
business.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so like, and I think, and that's like personal commitments, relationships. This past year, my wife has been very ill, so it's been time away. I've been
So
both
sorry to hear that.
the person running the business plus the person caring. So those split, and I think it's very common for a lot of women where it's like split responsibilities.
Yeah.
Wanting to have business success, but also being, you could be a carer. And I think it's very common, caring for older parents or caring for partners or caring for children. That's been a big thing. And I think being okay with having the desire, I'm quite a competitive and ambitious person, and being okay with that and nurturing that along the way so that you can overcome the challenges, because I think life's just full of them. It just depends on what's
Oh
happening at any
yeah,
given time.
absolutely. It happens every single day, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
Yeah, so I think it's finding ways to get through it. I meditate a lot. I have a good circle of friends, and it's like being able to keep your eye on the goals as well as, what is important to you. So yeah.
Yeah, I think it's really important to highlight the fact that as women, we're nurturers, we're carers, we do have so many responsibilities. We're so multidimensional. And in
Correct.
fact, is it because of that that almost around 80% of Australian women don't have superannuation to retire on, which is the area that I work in, empowering women.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it is challenging every single day. And when you're faced with something as serious as
Mm,
what's
yeah.
happening, I wish her the best.
Thank
Honestly,
you. Thanks.
I wish her the best.
Yeah.
So tell me, my next question to you, Yvonne, what
Yeah.
is the best advice you've received recently yourself?
Ooh. Best advice, definitely about keeping your eye on what you're trying to achieve, like, and notice when you're getting distracted. And if it's not taking you towards that, just drop it. And I think that's been a big thing. It's been why I've cleaned up a lot of my social media, who I follow. And I very much am like, is this moving me closer to that goal or not?
Mm,
And really holding that. So it's like the term in golf is stay the course, so stay on course,
yeah, yeah,
literally.
yeah.
Literally, you're staying on course in the golf course, but you're staying on course for whatever goal you're working towards, and don't get derailed. That's it.
Wow, that's great advice. And actually, I just had a vision to mention this film on golf that I wanted to ask you about. It's called Bagger Vance.
I have not watched it. I have
Okay,
not.
it's specifically about golf, but it's very holistic and it's very aspirational and inspirational. And it is, what you talk about, keeping your eye on the prize. For our listeners and viewers, check out Bagger Vance, the movie. It's fantastic.
I'm going to check it out.
Yeah. Oh, you said, okay, you haven't seen it. So that's great. Awesome. So, okay, my next question to you is, what are just a couple, because there are so many tools. What are your
Oh,
favorite
yeah.
business tools and resources, and why? What do you use in your business?
Yeah. So I have really embraced AI, like as in using it for getting my ideas out and then cleaning them up for social media. So I would say get comfortable with social media And not in the sense of sitting there and scrolling, doom scrolling. I mean, in terms of using it for marketing so that you
Yeah.
are, it is a way I am absolutely building relationships in the golfing and business industry because someone sees me on LinkedIn or they see me on Instagram. They're like watching me, they're listening to me, they start to understand the philosophy and want to do business with me. And that's the key because they get to understand what do I stand for?
Yeah.
What's important to me? And if you're like brilliant, because I've never met a woman that's not brilliant at the skill or the profession that she's doing, but
Yeah.
then it's like, I'm too worried about what I look like. I'm too worried about,
Mm.
how I'm going to be perceived because, like we put ourselves out there and there's heaps of commentary that happens. Like I recently had a post had like 30,000 views and like
That's
500
amazing.
comments and
That's
yeah,
great.
like have 500 comments. And of course, they're not all positive. They're like, this is rage bait and this is like all of this stuff. And it's like, yeah, but it's sorry about it. Eyes on my content. It's eyes on my conversations and it's
Exactly. It's engagement.
get absolutely. And so I would really encourage all the listeners, like get comfortable with being on social media. If you can't, I mean, I've never had the problem of being self-conscious. I love a camera. So like, that's my thing is I put a camera, put a like video at me and I'm happy as anything. So,
And you love to
but
talk. You're a great talker.
yeah. So
Fantastic.
get comfortable and use AI because it's like it cuts time. You're
Yeah.
able to do things. I'm not a fan of it doing all your thinking and all your work, stay engaged with it, but it is such a good tool to cut time to like I help it get it to help me use my language, my tone, but help me with some social posts, cut time.
Yeah, exactly. I think there's a lot of, there are different schools of thought for AI, but it is an
Mm,
incredible tool. Thank you for sharing that. And social
mm,
media as well. Social media and AI go hand in hand, don't they?
absolutely.
That.
Absolutely. You can't do business now without it. It's the yellow pages, the modern day.
Yeah, it
Like
is.
that's
It
it.
is. Nobody, what happened to the yellow pages, by the way? I mean,
Done.
have you ever, I haven't seen yellow pages for years and years.
No, they're gone. Done.
Can you believe that in our lifetime, Yvonne?
There's probably people that will listen and don't even know what they are. Look them
Oh
up.
yeah, I know. It's crazy, isn't it? In our lifetime. I mean, when we were younger, we didn't even have I mean, there was no internet. We had
No.
our pager. I remember the first thing was a pager. And so much has happened. Just last night, actually, I was asking, my mind went to where did all the phone booths go? You
There
know,
still is some. There still is some. I've seen them and I
yeah,
think, oh, look.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Apparently there are, but
Yeah, yeah,
it's
yeah.
incredible what we've witnessed in our lifetime. Now,
Yeah.
that's that's
Segway.
let's get back to a really important question, actually. What are your
Mm.
current goals and how are you striving to achieve them?
So I've got two very audacious goals in business
Oh,
and
they're the best.
they're the best. It's like, I'm like, aim high, like, because, if you miss, you're still doing great work. And one of them is to make 500,000 women corporate golf ready. So I want them
Woo!
500,000, yeah, to go through the program, through the mentoring and be confident to step out on the golf course with other executives and get to corporate golf days.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah, and the second one is that I really have a goal of getting 50% of women at every corporate golf day. So anytime you go to a
Wow.
corporate golf day, say there's 100 participants, you might be lucky to have, six, maybe 10, but that's a high number.
Wow,
So
that's not a lot.
statistics are no, they're very low. And it's not that there's not women in the industries, but they often might be, say they're in the office or they often think they feel guilty because they're going to be taking time out of like they're like I don't have time, I
Yeah.
don't have I feel guilty if I don't get this done then, and they don't give themselves the opportunities, and that's where they don't even realize how fun those days are. They're so much fun just for your own spirit, for the team, for the industry like experience. You can all the holes usually have sponsors and games, so you
Sounds
kind of
like
like you can
fun.
yeah, there's DJs there, and it's like it doesn't have to be serious, but it's that thing of these corporate golf days just open up and get you seen. Like I've been at days where there's like 90 men and I'm the only female, and
That's
that's okay.
well done.
Yeah,
But tell me, how do you think you may be able to achieve this goal? Like what do
yeah.
you think you can do? I mean,
Well, the program that I've got, Corporate Golf Ready, is really being targeted at a sort of medium to larger companies, but also for individuals who like, so whether they're entrepreneurs and they've got small teams and going, hey, because it's such a way to scale your business by having
Yeah,
women
that's
join in. Like it's literally like
fantastic.
I've met like an accountant and he was like, I literally just started playing golf because I know it's how I get clients. And that was his strategy. So I'm like, what if you empowered your team? Say you've got a, and I've mentored in leadership before teams of like 10 to 12 women, 20 women.
Yeah,
And it's like, well, what if we did that on the golf course? And then you all go out and you're all starting to get clients because that's where they do business. They
yeah,
trust
yeah,
you,
yeah.
right? And it's like an accelerated way to build business,
I
an
think
accelerated way to also build friendships and networks, which is very important in business because as women progress, whether they're whether they're their own boss or whether they're excelling in their professions, women get lonely. And we
yeah,
need strong friendships to
yeah,
keep the momentum going.
yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
especially if you're working solopreneurs, it's
Absolutely.
very isolating, which is why I started the Goddess Club, actually. It's online group
Yeah.
coaching
There you
and
go.
it's a network so that there's
Yeah.
support. But I think there's power in numbers as well. Like us women, when we get together, we're really powerful.
Yeah.
So
Absolutely.
I wish you amazing success. Both those goals
Thank you.
are brilliant. Thank you so much for sharing
No
them.
worries.
Now, are you currently running any promos, contests, or giveaways?
I am not running any promos other than really trying to get more both individuals and companies into corporate golf ready, so into the experience. But I'm always open for people to connect with me, find me on LinkedIn, find me on Instagram, like send me an email because golf is also a massive thing. Like it's huge in terms of partnerships, brand partnerships and stuff like that. So that's something I'm always open in discussion for. Yeah.
Right. Wow, that
Yeah.
might be a discussion I'd like to have with you as well.
Yeah.
Okay, so what advice would you give to this is really important for our listeners and viewers. What advice would you give to other aspiring female entrepreneurs?
Mm. I would say really find people that have your back and that are happy to see you rise, really happy to see you rise because the reality is, whatever profession or business you're running, there's challenges, whether that's moments in your personal life or professional life, and you need people to help, like when you need to sit down a minute or like cry a minute, you need that support. So I would say who you have as your core supporters, really, really important. Find a good crew, whatever that means to you, find them because you're going to need them. It's not a matter of will you, it's a matter of when will you need them.
Yeah,
That's it.
exactly.
Yeah.
That's really good advice. Thank you so much for that.
Yeah.
And finally, Yvonne,
Yes.
I want to ask you, how can we connect with you?
Perfect. So you can find me on Instagram. So the handle is Evonne Englezos with an E. So EVONNE. If you start typing that in, and I'm the woman talking all about golf, women in golf, and on LinkedIn, same thing, Evonne Englezos. You can find me there. Website is golfandtalk.com. So you can find me there and send me an email via that as well. So anywhere, one of those three places, you will find me.
Fantastic. Thank you so, so much for being a guest on the Goddess Show podcast today. It's been
Thank you.
an absolute joy, and I wish you amazing success. Yvonne,
Great. Thank you so much. Thank you.
bye.
Bye.
Thank you for tuning in to the Goddess Show podcast. We hope you've enjoyed it. And if you did, feel free to like, subscribe, share, and we look forward to seeing you next time.